Hello, hello, hello again, and welcome to your daily serving of my voice. You are listening to the Inappropriate Podcast with me, your host, Brooke, aka White Trash Barbie, on Instagram and TikTok. So I don't have the best mic situation right now. So this is y'all are gonna laugh. I am actually using a mic that I got for free at a yard sale. Like I'm not shitting you. So like when I laugh, I'm gonna try not to do it super loud, and I'm gonna try to like back away from the mic because for some reason it gets really fucking muffled. Which for some reason it's probably because I got it for free at a yard sale. I mean, let's be real. But anyways, the point is, I'm gonna try to stay in the same place and keep my voice at like an even tone so that it's not like going crazy on y'all over there on the other end. But yeah. And if I laugh, I'm gonna try to just do it like not in the mic. So if you hear me like laughing and it sounds far away, that's why. Oh boy, have we got a show for you today, fam. She went off. Okay, my white trash Barbie, my alter ego, bitch, she done ate this morning getting ready for this episode. Okay, she went off. But yeah, we'll get into that later. So we're gonna start with a bit of a bit of a lighter. Well, it's not light. There's nothing light about this shit, about any of this shit. I mean, for God's sakes, the podcast is called Inappropriate. So yeah, these aren't light subjects. If you want something subtle, this is not the right podcast for you. I love you. Come back, one day when you're in the mood for it. But this ain't gonna be subtle. So the first topic on today's agenda is I spent an hour of my time out of my day watching and listening to the news and well duh like always, and it is the what is it, House Oversight Committee hearing. Okay, and they are questioning the Secret Service director about the attempted assassination of Trump on last week, July 13th, I believe it was, around like 6:30, something like that. So they're questioning the Secret Service director. Her name is Kimberly Cheadle. And this woman, y'all, oh my God, this woman, I literally had to stop watching it after so long because I was like, I'm just so tired of hearing the same stupid as fuck bullshit answers that this lady keeps giving us. Kim, we're gonna call her Kim. Kimby. Kimby has been in this business doing this for not over, but for 28 years. Kimberly Cheadle, the Secret Service director, has been doing this shit for 28 years, okay? So let's just start there. She's got experience. Like if anything, this woman should be able to shoot the shit with the best of them in that business. You know what I'm saying? Like she's got the experience, like she's got the know-how, I'm sure she's had all kind of different experiences and scenarios and like dealt with all kind of different like unexpected situations. So, if anything, this woman should be able to shoot the shit a little bit about like some sort of what's the word? Give us something, right? Give us some kind of answer of substance. But no, she was absolutely not giving today. She was not giving at all, folks. So, so these people, the House Oversight Committee at this hearing was grilling the fuck out of this woman. Like I honestly couldn't help but laugh because one lady was like, "This is bullshit. You're giving us bullshit." Like the lady actually said that on TV, and then the judge was like, "Order," or what, whoever the fuck is in charge of that was like of moderation, I guess, was like, we need to keep this professional despite how upset we get. Like whoever the fuck's supposed to do that was doing their job. After this lady was like just calling the director out, calling Kimby out because she's like, this is bullshit. You're giving us bullshit. And it was honestly true. Like, I have to agree with that. So, one of the points that I want to make that one of these committee members said, so Kimby is conducting her own investigation. So, she's like the director of the Secret Service, which is like their one fucking job. I mean, I'm sure they have a lot of jobs. I'm joking. But like their main job is protecting the president and the presidential candidates, right? Like at these massive events. Hold on. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read an official definition of what the fuck these Secret Service agents are and their job, like what they're supposed to do. Like exactly. That way we don't have to guess. So Google says that the Secret Service plays a critical role in protecting US and visiting world leaders, safeguarding U.S. elections through protection of candidates and nominees, and ensuring the security of key facilities and major national events. Okay. So if I had to put that into words, I would say that this rally where Trump was where this attempted assassination of Trump happened, I would say that this rally is definitely a major national level event for us. Would we not say that? Yeah, I would say that this event probably encompasses that entire fucking definition. Okay. So so there's really no beating around the bush about how the job was not done. Okay. If they had one job, they didn't fucking do that one job. You know, that's what I'm getting at. What they wanted to know, the House Oversight Committee had questions. Like they had, of course they had questions. Like what the fuck happened, basically. And so they had like this list of demands that they wanted to be met by Miss Kimby, our director, by today, by this hearing. They had this list of questions that they wanted answered from her about the event and what happened and why it happened and what the fuck went wrong. Basically, just trying to get to the bottom of this shit. Like, how the fuck did this happen? Like, especially when you have somebody who's been doing this as long as she has in charge. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is not a newbie. This bitch ain't a noob. She's been in this shit. She's been in this game for decades, like almost 3 decades to be exact. How did you fuck up this bad, lady? Okay. Oh, God. So they asked her, one of the questions was, has anyone been disciplined? Has anyone been reprimanded? Has anyone been talked to? You know what I'm saying? Has anyone been given a talking to about what the fuck happened? And this is, it's been 10 days now. Let's see, what is today? It was the 13th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's been exactly 9 days since this shit went down. And you know what her answer was? No, nobody's been reprimanded. Nobody's been talked to. Ain't nobody done shit, basically. Her answer was, this was, and I quote, I wrote this shit down. Literally, okay. So back to just about this episode today and about how it's just about to get fucking crazy. Y'all don't even know what the fuck I'm about to get into next. My mind was just going, right? Like I always do like an outline before I'm going to do any recording, whether that's a podcast here or like any type of video, any type of content recording that I'm doing. I like to do an outline so that, because I don't have the best short-term memory. And that way, if I forget what the fuck I'm saying, like Joe Biden, I can instead of just like stumbling on my shit, I can look down at my paper and be like, "Oh right, that's where the fuck we were." So I was doing this outline today, getting ready for this episode, and I'm just going like my brain, white trash Barbie, alter ego up in here is just she's just rolling. Like I could not stop writing. It was one thought after another, and my hand fucking is cramping now. Like that's how much I wrote down for this episode today. So yeah, we are just getting into it, fam. But yeah, so I wrote down this quote from Kimby, our director, and it like in response to this question of has anything happened in like has anyone been reprimanded? And she said, no, no one has. And then she said, there will be accountability. We will make changes. That was her answer. After 9 days. That was it. The fuck kind of like, are you joking right now, lady? Are you joking? Like, you are the one that gets paid the big motherfucking bucks to answer for this shit. And your answer is there will be accountability. That changes will be made 9 days after someone lost their fucking life and a potential presidential candidate almost lost his life. How many people, I don't know how many people were at this rally, but however many people were at this rally were put in danger of of possibly losing their life. And your answer to this shit is we will make changes? Oh my God. Like that's not enough, honey. That's not enough. So I made a list of everything that this director does not know because when I was watching this in the hour of my life that I wasted watching this bullshit questioning session, um, committee meeting, basically what I was noticing is that there's more that this director, Miss Kimby, does not know than there is shit that she actually does know. The one that's in charge, like the head of the shit, apparently doesn't know anything about what happened 9 days ago somehow. Anyways, so I made a list of everything that this woman does not know. So she does not know, or she wouldn't tell us. Maybe it's this. Maybe she does know, but she's not going to tell us. I don't know. It was just a lot of like of dodging. Her questioning and her answers was a lot of dodging. It was a lot of broad answers, like that one that I just quoted. Like it was all broad. It was either broad, she was dodging, or she just straight up said, "I don't fucking know." Well, she didn't say I don't fucking know, but you know what I'm saying. So does not know, or would not tell us again how many agents were assigned to this event, how many Secret Service agents were assigned to work and protect and do their fucking job at this event. Does not know or would not tell us how many. She does not know or would not tell us what the established perimeter was. She couldn't give us an answer for why this building that was literally across the street. Are you like, okay, let's talk about, let's sidebar for a second here. If y'all have looked at what is it, GPS footage? I don't know. It's like the bird's eye view, like the view from the sky when you're like looking down. So if you have seen that photo of this like venue where the event was held and like all the buildings around it from like this bird's eye view, y'all, this building that the shooter was on was like across the fucking street. It was like a stone's throw like away, and somehow somebody decided that that didn't need to be part of the perimeter. Literally, you could just walk across the fucking street, and somebody thought, eh, that one will be fine. We ain't, nah. Like, who the fuck made that decision? That person needs to be fired. Whoever decided that that one didn't need to be secured, that that building didn't need to be secured, needs to be fucking fired, first of all. So, anyways, so she did not know what the established perimeter was or why that building was not part of the established perimeter. Let's see. Look on our list. What else is on this list of shit that Kimby does not know? Um, so this man was reported by the local police. So, I guess to put this into perspective. So, the Secret Service obviously works with the local officers, the local police officers, to like, I guess, I don't know what the fuck they do. It ain't my job. But point is, they work with the local police officers too, because obviously they know the area better, they know the venue better, and that kind of thing. So the local police had reported this man who ended up being the shooter as suspicious, we know, up to 30 minutes before the rally began. So they had at least 30 minutes to get this shit secure. And we know for sure that they saw this man. I believe it's that. Let me see, what did I wrote down? He was seen with a what is that called? Oh, rangefinder. Rangefinder. So this man who ended up being the shooter and was reported suspicious up to 30 minutes before this rally began, was spotted and taken a picture of. Okay, excuse me. He was spotted with a rangefinder, reported suspicious, and then also somebody took a picture of this man. Like, so if they think he's suspicious enough to take a fucking picture of him, how in the God's name did somebody not relay it back to these Secret Service agents? Hey, maybe we should maybe we should pause for a minute. Like, maybe we should just put this on hold for a minute and not put people's lives at risk. Like, maybe we just need to step back and kind of like reassess because we have an actual fucking picture of somebody that's suspicious as fuck. Like, anyways, all right. What else did Kimby not know? So they requested to have all audio and video, the committee requested to have all audio and video, or any audio and video that the Secret Service had from this event. And she did not give them anything. She gave them not a zero zilch, not a goddamn thing. She gave them nothing. Um, you're telling me, bitch, you're telling me you can't provide one motherfucking video from this event somehow. Uh, okay. I'm not even going to comment on that one. Like, I mean, I'm sure literally, okay, actually, I am going to comment on that one. I bet you people that attended the event probably have better video footage than this bitch has. Like, or she's just not giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, she can't sit there and say we don't have it or we don't know or it's like, are you joking? We could literally get better video footage from a fucking person in the crowd than we can from you, and it's your goddamn job, lady. Are you serious right now? Oh, So, okay. Oh, another thing. So, Miss Kimby, director of the fucking Secret Service, whose one job is to protect our presidential candidates and nominees, gave her official statement to the Washington Post and like three or four other like social media and news outlets 3 hours today, this morning, before she officially sent it to the House committee. So instead of sending her official statement to the people that she legally has to answer to, she sends it to social media and news outlets 3 hours in advance. Oh, okay. Another thing that came up in this meeting was that apparently they had to subpoena her to get her to show up because she wasn't, I guess, previously to today in this meeting, she wasn't answering any questions or fucking doing anything that her job requires. Like, what is this bitch getting paid for? I am so, like, what? I'm just confused. For one, how did she get this job? All right. Anyways, I just the level of what's the word? Stupidity. I don't have a better word for it. The level of stupidity that this woman was reflecting today, just, and she's the fucking leader of our Secret Service. I got questions, y'all. I got motherfucking questions about that. How in the hell did she end up there? Like, whew, okay. Like, clearly, you're not doing a goddamn thing because you have nothing to show. You have no answers. You have no audio or video footage. You haven't done one of the fucking things that's been asked of you. Like, oh, okay. The idiocracy. I don't even know if that's a word. So the House committee had to issue a subpoena just to get her to show up and answer these questions because she wasn't. She was not doing anything that they were asking. Like, of course they want answers. Somebody lost their life. Are you insane? Yes, people want answers. That's the least you can fucking do. So, they had to legally bind this woman to get a fucking answer out of her who gets paid, God knows what she gets paid to do this job. Like, been in this shit for 28 years and they had to subpoena her ass. So, so the shooter had visited this site more times than the director of the Secret Service. Like, one of these committee members asked if Miss Kimby, our director, our fearless director, had had visited the site, to like scan it and to maybe ask questions, from local officers and whatnot about, about the site and about like just anything. I mean, really anything that she could have inquired about to find something out, to have some sort of answer about what the fuck happened, like what went wrong. Well, anyways, so they asked her, "Have you been to this site since the shooting?" And her answer was no. The director of the Secret Service, who's supposed to protect everyone at this event, especially one of the people that got shot, um, has not even visited the site in the 9 days since this shit went down to inquire about what the fuck went wrong. What? I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm really trying. I might need to move on because, like, there are not enough words to describe how fucking stupid and just it doesn't make sense. For God's sakes, the shooter went to this site more times than this bitch has been to the website. I mean, sorry. The shooter had visited the site more times than the director of the goddamn Secret Service has been there. I mean, it's just sad. It's just sad when someone like that, what am I trying to say? It's sad when a random ass person who wants to cause other people harm is more dedicated to what they're doing than you are to doing your fucking job and protecting people. Like, it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. Like, there is no candy coating that. It's just, oh, okay. One of the committee members said, "So you're telling me the shooter has visited the site 3 more times than you have?" Oh, oh, okay. All right. No further questioning, Your Honor. So let's move on. Let's move on. The next topic on today's agenda of the Inappropriate Podcast Is talking about family drama on social media, talking about family drama on social media platforms, is it trashy? Is it inappropriate? We're going to get into it right now. So, in my personal opinion, I think that people shame people for talking about family drama on social media because they don't want to own up to their own shit. They don't want to own up to how fucked up they are or how toxic they are or how abusive they are. So they shame everybody else for talking about drama, their family drama or their family issues or whatever the fuck's going on, whatever you want to call it, on social media. They don't want people to know what the fuck's really going on because then they're going to have to answer for it. That's my personal opinion. I think that ever since social media became a thing for years now, there's just like this stigma around talking about drama on social media. Like it's trashy. It's this, it's that. I can't believe we go about it in that way. That's just inappropriate. Personal opinion, I think that this whole stigma around talking about family drama, I guess, or just drama in general on social media, is to keep people quiet. I think that people are shamed for talking about drama on social media because other people, their abusers, or the people that are toxic, or the people that have done some fucked up shit, want to keep people quiet. Period. Point blank fucking period, bitch. I think it's to keep people quiet. In my time on the social media, I kind of just like what am I trying to say here? I was so irritated with this whole stigma around talking about like family issues and family drama online. Like I was just so fucking fed up with it because like my whole life I've been silenced. Like point blank period about shit that I went through as a kid and growing up. I have been aggressively silenced by multiple fucking people. So it just kind of came to a head a couple of years back and I was like, "You know what? You know what? Since I can't deal with these people in person because when I do, I get ganged up on and manipulated and gaslit. Anyways, so I can't meet with these people in person clearly. So I'm about to blow the motherfucking lid off of this shit on my goddamn social media and I don't give a fuck. And yeah, so that's exactly what I did because I am just so tired of being silenced that I was like I guess if I have to go about this in an inappropriate way for people to finally hear me, then that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. And let me tell you all something. All I know is this, all right? All I can do is speak to my own experience. People want to talk all this shit, talk so much smack about how trashy people are that talk about drama on social media, about their relationship drama or any kind of drama, family drama, whatever. People want to talk all this fucking smack about people that do that. But all I know is, y'all, from my own experience, what I've seen with my eyes and ears is when I tried to communicate these things myself, like in person to any of these people, any and all of these people, I was not heard. No one gave a single little fuck about how I felt, what I went through, what I had to say, my opinion. Nobody gave a single fuck when I tried to express and communicate that in person. No one. But when I blew that shit off the lid, when I blew that motherfucking lid off the shit on social media, people finally fucking heard me. People finally fucking listened to me when I put that shit on social media. That is all I know, y'all. I know everybody has different opinions about that, and that's fine. You have your opinions, I have mine. We're all different. But I will say, I have to point out that it got a response, which I never got before. Not one fucking time. So, there's that. Like, now, like, ever since I have done that, I actually have family members who didn't believe me and just kind of pushed me away and, like, and just, what's the word? And just, like, dismissed me. I have family members actually being like, "Okay, I'm ready to hear you." I'm not feeding into this bullshit lie that it's a bad thing. I'm just not. I'm just fucking not. All I know is when I put them bitches ass on blast, I got a response. And I never fucking got one before. You know what I'm saying? I literally put in my notes when I called them out they finally decided to give a fuck. And that is just facts. That's facts, folks. Another thing I want to point out about this is that I like about it is that you can use social media to bring awareness to topics like abuse and or toxic relationships, whether that's family or just, or actual like romantic relationships and things like that. Any kind of relationship, you can use social media to bring awareness about topics like abuse and toxic relationships. Another possible benefit is that people feel less alone. So I know I had some people reach out to me and be like, "Same, girl, same." It can help people feel less alone because not only are you bringing more awareness to what's going on under the surface that these abusers are trying to hide and keep people silenced about, but the people that have been silenced, because it's not just about me, it's not just about you. It's always bigger, right? It's always bigger than us. So other people that have been silenced feel less alone. And then that may later on encourage them to either go to therapy, or it may bring up something that they have repressed, or it may resolve issues or help or lead or just be a catalyst for positive change in their life in some way, right? Because they feel less alone and their experience has been validated, right? Like, I know for me, my experience was never validated. Like, basically, I was a very young child, and I was gaslit by everyone around me and basically just told that what had happened did not happen. And my parents did not believe me. My sisters did not give a fuck whether they believed me or not. Well, one of my sisters was my age, and so I'm not going to put it on her because she was a child, right? I was a very young child. She was a very young child. Like, she was scared, just like I was, just like the other children were. Like, she was scared. So I'm not gonna blame her. I'm not gonna bring her into it because she was a fucking child, just like I was. And she didn't have control over what an adult man chose to do, how an adult man chose to conduct himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a child cannot be blamed for how an adult chooses to act. That's so fucked up, backwards, upside down, up your ass. Are you joking right now? Fuck no. No, a child cannot be blamed for how an adult chooses to conduct themselves. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Not up in this bitch. Find another podcast if that's you, because no, you're not welcome here. Anyways, my notes I wrote people get shamed about this so that abusers and narcissistic people don't have to answer for their own bullshit. This is why I couldn't stop writing, y'all. I mean, my hand and my brain was just going. Okay. I wrote, I wrote, you're upset that I exposed you for being a child abuser? Aw, you poor thing. You know what I'm upset about? CPTSD because of your bitch ass. Fucking, oh, Lord, 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 Lord. All right. I gotta move on to my next point because I don't want to get stuck there. Roughly 30 minutes in right now. So that's not too bad. When you come out like with an abuse story on social media, I feel like another reason that people shame people for doing stuff like that is because now the abuser and all the people that support that abuser, because usually let me just sidebar. Let's pause here for a second. So if an abuser's getting away with this shit, a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, abusers are people in positions of power, right? If they're able to continue getting away with it, it's because they're probably in a position of power. I know that was the case for me. And so now everybody gets all in a fucking tizzy and gets their fucking panties in a wad when people come out with abuse stories online because so the abuser's pissed off and upset and probably acting like a child because they usually do when they're called out on shit. And now everybody that's in that abuser's life and has to deal with that abuser and supports that abuser, whether they're in denial about it or not, point is they support that person. Now they have to deal with that bullshit from the abuser. Now they have to deal with the abuser and the backlash that this narcissistic asshole is about to come out with, right? For being called out. So yeah, I think that's another reason why like it's just people just don't want to fucking deal with it. They don't want to deal they just want to throw it, bury it, put it under the rug. Like Nobody wants to deal with this person because they're such a fucking asshole that they're like, that everybody else is like pressuring you to be quiet. Everybody around them is pressuring you to be quiet because they don't want to deal with that person either. But it's like, bitch, do you know how many issues I now have as an adult? I'm 32 years old. We're just going to say over 20 years. We're just going to say over 20 years. How many issues I now have because not only were my feelings not validated, but I was told that this shit didn't happen. So now I am questioning my own experience of reality because of you motherfuckers. Because you motherfuckers chose to support this asshole. So no, I don't feel bad about talking about this at all. And I don't feel bad about calling people out for supporting this asshole at all. I don't feel bad for calling these people cowards. I don't feel bad for saying that it was incredibly fucked up and that you were wrong. That what you did was wrong. You were wrong. It was fucked up and you shouldn't have done it. Like, sure as shit, don't feel bad about talking about that at all online. Not for a fucking second, because not some people, everyone needs to be called out on their bullshit. Everyone. And just because people are afraid of someone doesn't give that person the right to not also be called out for their bullshit. Like, fuck you. So, yeah, another thing that I want to point out about this is that, like, this person's life and career and everything was not impacted in any way, right? Not impacted. He's fine. His life was not impacted in any way. His career was fine, family was fine, social connections fine, everything fine, whatever. But but I have been impacted every single day of my life in every way, in every relationship, in every job that I've had, every conversation, every person in a position of power or a person in a position of authority over me. Like this has literally, what's the word, ballooned into every part of my life and the way that I handle social situations and everything, like the way that my brain works, the way that I process information. Like I said, I have to now question my own experience of reality because of those assholes chose to lie to me about it and chose to protect that adult titty baby bitch because they chose to protect this adult titty baby little bitch of a man. I now have to question my own experience of reality. So his life was not impacted, but mine has been impacted in every way possible. So that's what I'm upset about. You're upset because people are now questioning you. People have questions. Oh, well, I'm upset because my entire fucking life has been fucked up sideways for the last 20-ish years because of your bitch ass. That's what I'm upset about. Oh, and another thing. And another thing. Well, you want to know what else I'm upset about? This is what else I'm upset about. Getting text messages, picture messages from my mother and others about how great the church service was. When and also and not even just like pictures about how fantastic the church service was, but inviting me to church where this person, my abuser, is a church leader and has been a church leader for years. Like so you're bragging about this organization. I'm gonna say condones because if you're not calling people out in positions of power in your organization for doing fucked up shit, then you're condoning it. Then you're condoning their abuse. That's exactly what the fuck you're doing because you're not doing anything to call them out, you're anything to question them. You have not done one goddamn thing to hold this person accountable for their actions, and you've let them continue in a position of power in your organization. So I'm gonna say condone. So I'm receiving texts, talking like praising this organization and how incredible it is and how much it's changing lives and how God is in this place and all this other stuff, right? How God is so good. God is moving. Fantastic. Love that for you. Love that for you. But this child abuser is and has been in a position of power for years. And this organization, this church is condoning this behavior because they haven't done anything to hold that person accountable. And they continue to allow them to do what they're doing, to be involved in the way that they're involved, to have the positions of leadership that they're in, to continue in those positions of leadership. So this church is condoning child abuse. This church is condoning child abuse by not holding this person accountable who is a child abuser. And I can say that because I experienced it at the hands of this person. So this is not one of them situations where it's a goddamn he said, she said. This is not somebody else told me. This is not I heard. Nah, bitch. I experienced it. His motherfucking hands on my body. Okay, motherfuckers? So nobody's about to sit here and tell me that I don't know for sure. Yes, the fuck I do. Um, so yeah, so I'm getting these text messages and picture messages of people praising the Lord at this church where this man, this abuser, my abuser, is in a position, remains in a position of leadership. And God is moving. And God is fucking moving. So yeah, that's what I'm upset about. I'm upset about getting those text messages from my own goddamn mother. I need to interrupt this episode for a message from our host, Brooke from the future. So this episode ended up being like an hour and a half long, so I had to turn it into a part 1 and a part 2 whilst editing. So I'm gonna call it the end of part 1 right now, and we're gonna pick up right where we left off in part 2 of episode 3 of the Inappropriate Podcast with me, Brooke, your host, aka White Trash Barbie. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching episode 3, part 1. I love you so much, and I hope to see you in episode 3, part 2. Have a fantastic day.